songs. Oh, oui. Boy. Okay. I can't find it. I lost my songs. Yeah, one balls. I lost it. Okay. Well. well. Let's talk about PTSD. Nadai wasoro wahuho, nada menya kona tilda, makiwitone wa kinya, nada menya kona tilda, makiwitone wa kinya. Proko by Dunk. I have PTSD. Why do you have PTSD? Why do you want to find post-traumatic bliss? Vaida, who told you black people are free? More free than other people. First time I heard that. Post-traumatic bliss. So today we are going to talk about singing and how singing can help you tap into another level of your consciousness. You know, you can change states of your consciousness, right? And that's what we talk about. You have SPT. What is SPT? Can you have some tea too? Maybe you can have some tea. Javier, Lois. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to Vaida. Shout out to Robinson. Shout out, what's your name? Joe? Joe Capadona. Shout out to Sid Harrison. Nice to see you guys today. Singing is actually very powerful. When it comes to neuroplasticity, singing is the most advanced thing that you can do. And a lot of people know this because somebody said once that all things will perish under the sun and music alone shall live. If music outlives everything, I am 100% fine with that, right? I just came from running, okay? So it feels so good, right? I had a shower, I put on my cocoa butter, I feel so good, right? And I was looking at my hymn book. I don't know where I put all the music that I had Michael used to play many years in a band. Michael, you're dating yourself. How old are you? Tell us. Akuoko Benjamin, you've subscribed. Love you. Thank you for coming in. Proko by Dunk is distracted by beauty. I love that. You have been so good to me. God, I can't believe how you love me. What a friend you have been. So good to me. God, I can't believe how you love me. What a friend you have been, so good to me. That's my favorite song. Guess where I'm from? Before I tell you, let me take out this. My braids, I need to replace my braids. I've been running, and then I went into the shower, and then my hair was wet. From Houston. I'm from Nigeria. I can't remember where I'm from. Somebody remind me where I'm from. I can't even remember where I'm from. I think my braids got tangled. That's why I can't remember. Michael, you can, if you're 63 years young. I'm from Mars. Yeah, I'm from Mars. I'm illegal and I'm alien. Okay. I'm from Mars. I'm illegal. I'm alien. Egg, guest Kenya. Night Wolf, shout out to Night Wolf. It is pretty, huh? I like it too. Actually, let me turn it on because it's kind of pretty. Oh. Okay. You see how pretty it is? People will love you for you if you love yourself for who you are. I like it because it looks like what do you call it? Like a Christian lamp. I think my camera is a little bit musty. Let me grab something to clear it. Okay. This existential crisis with the camera. So 1 second. Is it better? It's still musty. It looks. What? It's even getting worse. Okay, now it's better. Michael. Wow, you're funny. Yeah, it looks, yeah, it was looking a little bit cloudy. Pale, Palemutants Love Earth X says, God is not always with you, but you can always find God. God is always with you, okay? God is always with you. It's your attention that is not always with God. You know what I mean? You feel like you can always find him because he's there waiting for you to find him, right? But he's always there. Michael likes to see me smile. Thank you. That's somebody likes to see you happy and smiling. That person loves you. Be around people who like to see you smile. Okay? Okay? That's how you're going to overcome PTSD. I have been praying to God for a woman like you to one day be my woman, but alas, I'm still not ready or deserving for love. You're always deserving and ready for love. But since you believe that you're not ready, that is why it's not happening. It's about believing, right? You gotta believe that you're deserving. Why? Are you nice to women? Do you speak nicely to women? It's you, right? It is you who is bringing in that energy. So let's talk about love. Let's help Proco by Dunk get the woman that he wants, because I believe today he will switch into the mindset of love, and he will get the woman that he wants. So Proco, pay attention, because this live stream is for you. Okay, this live stream is for you, and I'm going to show you how to get the woman that you want, right? I told you everything is energy, right? Now I have undone my hair. Everything is energy. If you want to have any woman beautiful like the sun, you have to understand energy. Everything is energy. So if you don't tell a woman that she is beautiful, if you don't tell a woman that she is beautiful, you're not gonna get that woman, okay? Forget. Some of you don't like to compliment women. Women take a lot of time to look good, to do their makeup, to do their hair. If you're not going to be the person who notices that she has done her hair, her makeup, and she's looking good, she has exercised, and you're not complimenting, you know what? You're not giving her the energy, the motivation, the good energy. A woman is like a garden, right? You water it with good energy, right? And you tell somebody you look beautiful, sweetheart, she feels good, right? Women will fall for people who make, some of you don't compliment women. Okay, let me stop there. Let me first read your comments. Women aren't very nice or understanding to me. You see, you have a bad attitude already. A woman is never meant to understand you, ever, okay? You're supposed to show up a man in her life. You're not her mother. You're not her mother, so she doesn't need to understand you. You're not her child, so she doesn't need, again, to understand you. You're not her father, she doesn't need to take instructions from you, okay? You're the one who wants to be with a woman. She's not coming to you. You're the one who wants to come into her presence and you want this person to be your friend and to be your woman, okay? You can't go there demanding things like understanding from this person who doesn't know you, okay? You gotta go there, think about her. Like, this is a grown person. She has grown up problems, okay? She is living her life with grown up problems, paying her bills, going to work, doing normal things, okay? Like you do as a man, like everybody does. She doesn't need to be understanding to you. If you are going to show up in her life, you have to really think about your position in her life, right? And what you're going to show up as in her life. I just noticed your elephant, right? Sitting up there on the shelf. Yeah, there's so many of them. There's the elephant. They are all animals over there. Michael makes me laugh, right? So he might have a chance, but I don't know, right? Taro Biscuit likes my fingernails. See, Taro Biscuit understands, like, I made an effort to look good. Your country, which country is the queen? Is it possible to put the speaker volume higher? Let me try. Can you hear it now? I got pretty eyebrows, thank you. I don't do much. I don't have makeup today because I'm going to bed soon. Okay. Okay. So talk about energy, right? The first thing a man needs to understand is energy. You never ever put your hands on a woman, ever, okay? Never ever beat a woman, hit a woman. That is like, don't ever do that, ever, okay? Never assault a woman because you're sending bad energy, right? For me, I would never be with a person who hit me once, okay? Never. It's all energy. You can either give somebody a hug or you can punch somebody. Who are you going to be friends with? Somebody who hugs you, and when you're feeling sad, they give you a hug, they comfort you, they make you feel like everything's going to be okay? Or somebody who complains and makes the problem and magnifies it and makes it like a billion times worse? Who are you going to be? Who are you gonna prefer to be with? Like, who would you rather be with, right? Women always choose the men that are always emotionally intelligent. You know, a man who doesn't behave like a spoiled little brat. You know, when things go wrong, he's banging the doors, he is throwing things on the floor. Like, a woman cannot trust a man like that. So you have to be conscious of the energy that you put. Mutant says, the men my auntie and mother, sister, and grandma chose ended up being violent and ruining them, you know, traumatizing people, right? Locking them down with kids and taking advantage of them, right? So you see, that is why most women will choose to be single without having kids, without having to deal with a man, because of this kind of behavior that a lot of men have. When you realize you're just a decent man, you have very little competition because a lot of men are not decent. That is why they'll never be able to pull a beautiful woman, because a beautiful woman is not going to be around a man who is going to tell her, who doesn't tell her that she's beautiful, who doesn't give her a hug when she's not feeling well. you know, somebody who doesn't make her like a cup of tea when she's not feeling well. A beautiful woman loves herself. She's not going to be around a man who is violent and doesn't care for her, right? She's not gonna do that. So why are you ignoring me? I'm not ignoring you. I'm sticking to the topic. We are trying to get Proko by Dunk to get yeah, so my position in my life, what should it be? I dislike the provider position because you're a boy, you're not a man. As I feel that's kind of simp behavior. If that's the main structure, that's the main structure, okay? If you don't want to be a provider, go get a man and marry a man, okay? Because the relationship between men and women, okay, they require money, they require responsibility. She is not your mother, she is not your friend, okay? You are the simp, okay? You are the simp, and that reason is why you will forever be single, because you want beautiful things, you want something good for nothing. Nothing comes from nothing, okay? Unless you change that mentality, I would never even be able to help you, right? Ask any man out there who's ever conquered the heart of a woman. They never came empty-handed. She's not your sister, okay? You want a beautiful woman in your life, she's not going to behave like she's not your sister. Like, you gotta be in a provider position. If you're not being able to provide for a woman, you do not deserve to be with a woman. Okay, is that simple. I don't know how else to explain to you. You want to be a boy, but you want to have the gifts that come with men, with real men who are responsible, that are able to care for their women, that are able to provide for their women. Those are the ones who get beautiful women and intelligent women. But you just want to show up with nothing and get the best. That is not life. You know, it's kind of like asking for the best job, but you don't want to show up to work. I don't know how to help you. Most women will be with you during bad times, okay? But it depends. If you're always having a bad time, most women don't. You know, you sound like somebody who feels sorry for himself, right? You sound like you feel very sorry for yourself. But you know, when you show up to the arena of life, nobody cares how many storms you weathered. You know, nobody cares how many storms you've weathered. The only thing that people care about is, did you bring the ship back home? Okay? You are the captain of your own life. You are the captain of your own ship. The only thing that people care about is, did you bring the ship back home? That is all that matters. Okay? That is all that matters. You want to not provide for a woman, and you want her to be there for you during bad times. I'm telling you, you're the kind of person who wants to use a woman, okay? Take advantage of a woman, use her. You are the person who causes trauma in other people's lives because of your mentality. You need to change that mentality. Rachel Loshak music saying pro by dunk, you have to change the way you think. Being a provider is your masculine power. You're supposed to feel good about it. Yeah, when you don't feel good about providing for a woman that you love, you know, because this woman is going to be in situations where she needs you emotionally, where she needs you financially and physically to protect her and to provide for her, especially when she's pregnant, when the baby is between the ages of 1 to 5. She is probably really, really going to need you to be there. And for you to have that childish mentality that you're not going to be there for a woman, why would God is very fair, okay? You're not able to provide for a woman and her children and the children that you bring onto this planet, then you go spend time with the boys, okay? And split your bills with the boys and stay there with the boys, okay? Because the relationship between men and women is not like the same friendships that you have with men out there. It's very different kind of relationship. Is not equal, and is not, it is balanced in a way. In the spiritual sense, it is balanced, but if you keep counting the score, I'm doing this and this and this, it's not gonna work, because this is not a childish relationship, okay? um yeah. You see, Michael has a home, right? A camper work, and he because he works every day, right? He goes to work. Now, because let's talk about somebody like Michael now getting a woman, because I mean, if you have the wrong attitude, I cannot help the wrong attitude. You know what it says? How many social workers does it take to change a light bulb? It only takes one if the light bulb wants to change. So, if a man thinks that's a problem to care and be selfless for a woman, then he possibly has trauma issues that he needs to heal from, because he lost his sense of self as a man. It is as simple as that. You know, you will need Proco. You will need, sorry guys, it's where the itch is coming from. Proco, you will need to heal your injured masculine sense, okay? Because it frustrates you that you have to provide for a woman. It frustrates you that you have to take on that role. Like, I have a brother, like my brother is married, okay? My brother has been married for more than a decade now, right? He has children now that are in high school. When his wife was pregnant, he had to provide for everything, okay? And then she wanted to start a business. He had to help her with that, starting a business for herself. They work together. They do work like a team, you know, but they had to work together for those things. He doesn't complain that he has to provide for his woman. He never complains. He will ask money from other people, from his friends, from his work, from everything, side hustles, because he knows that his primary job is to provide for this woman, because he made certain promises to her. And that's just how it is, right? And he is committed in that relationship. And when you understand that, like, as a man, like, I'm with this woman, I'm going to do and honor her and going to do my best. Most women, look at all those women who are married to men. Most of those men, they are not they are not Bezos, right? They are not like the richest men on the planet, but it's just that commitment that they have. But I want to talk about other things other than money, right? Because I'm not going to tell you that don't provide for your woman. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to go 50-50 with your woman. I'm not going to tell you stuff like that, okay? I don't want to lie to you, okay? I don't want to lie to you, because you said you want a beautiful woman. Okay. Just bring the bread home, okay? And it doesn't matter. You don't have to, no woman said that you have to, like, you have to be super rich, okay? No, women are not saying like you have to be super rich, but you have to take the responsibilities as a man for the home, and you have to be consistent, and there is no going back to those responsibilities. Once you make those commitments, those are lifetime commitments. So you gotta choose the most beautiful woman you can find for yourself, and then provide for her and honor her and be there for her. It's just the way it's gonna go. Okay. um Rising to Shine says, I buy you for 2 goats. Well, you have to do more than two, my darling. I buy you for 2 goats, 3 foal, and a donkey. Okay, we are getting there. We are getting there. And I still rising, you still have to do a little bit more than that. um I know, light bulb. Me rub 2 sticks and burn big fire for you. All right. Um, yeah, I know I'm not yet deserving because of my trauma. See, now we have to heal trauma, right? Now we have to heal trauma. And once you heal trauma, right? You start knowing that everything is going to be turned out okay, right? Everything's going to be turned out okay. The thing is, I don't want you to self-sabotage. You want a beautiful woman, right? I don't want you to self-sabotage. And then you want a beautiful woman, but then something in you is telling you it's not okay to provide for a woman. They are using you. They are doing like all this, all this, all this. If you find a good woman, you will realize she's not using you for money. Okay, it's just the way these relationships are. And if you some of you are in the manosphere where there is all these red, what do you call it, these these bitter, angry men who haven't healed, and they're telling you all sorts of things that are not helping the relationships between men and women. They are telling you should go out there and sleep with as many women as you want. If that's what you want to do with your life, go there, right? But you will go to clubs and sleep with hoes, and then you will feel used, okay? But that's the life that you chose, right? You choose to play small, and you choose a life that's not like big enough, and then you will feel used, you will be angry, you will hate women. But at the end of the day, you listened to bad advice and bad coaching, and you made those decisions, and you decided to play that game. You play that game, and it's going to backfire on you. You can choose a beautiful, gentle, nice woman that actually has a sense of commitment, wants to build a family, wants to do all these beautiful things, right? That people do in a relationship. You will have somebody to spend your Christmas with, your birthday with, Valentine's with, somebody who is understanding even if you don't make so much money, because a good woman actually just wants consistent. They love, women like consistency. If you tell me that you're going to do something and you fail to do it, that's the end of it. That's the end of it, right? Because I cannot imagine being with a man that says he's gonna do something and then he doesn't do something. uh, Okay, PTSD, hearing loss, depression, um, pulsatile tetanus. I'm getting therapy. I have fought and lost battles. Life is tough. Okay, life is tough. Now we are in a very deep place, right? Now we are in a very deep place. You're going through a difficult time. You're going through PTSD. You've been sick. You've been through depression. Uh, I'm not very familiar with tinnitus. tinnitus. Let me see that. You have noise ringing in your ear. That is very traumatizing. Yeah, it can cause hearing problems. How old are you? Sometimes it can be caused by old age if it's not a symptom. Brain issues. Now you're dealing with a chronic condition, and that can cause anxiety, depression, insomnia. You can wear hearing aids. You can limit caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, anything that reduces stress. Let me see what you said. Yeshua be praised. Yeah, only things I know what's right. Yeah, you're going through a lot, Proko by Dank. And I'm sorry, maybe I misspoke and I didn't know your condition. Okay, now we are dealing with you have a medical condition which can also be causing you anxiety and depression, right? So now let's deal with those chronic things, right? Let us deal with those chronic, let us deal with your anxiety and your depression, because the more you're happy, right? The more you're happy, I cannot guarantee you hey, if you are happy and whatever, you will find somebody, okay? I'm a beautiful woman, I'm single. Okay, there is I mean, I work out, I take care of myself, I eat healthy, I do all these things, right? But I am still single. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you, assure you that 100%, right, that if you do all these beautiful things that I'm going to tell you to reduce your stress, to elevate your energy, to do all these things, that somehow, you're going to find love out there. But the most important love, you need to love yourself, okay? You will need to love yourself. And I know it's difficult for men because men kind of really have more need for women than women have more need for men. Let's say, physically, sexually, romantically, men tend to be more needy towards women than women are, right? For me, I can easily go the next decade without a romantic relationship, okay? It's not gonna be something that I'm going to say, oh my God, right? But for some men, they'll feel extremely lonely, right? So I would say take the focus away from a woman, right? Take away the focus away from a woman and put the focus on, am I enjoying my life? Am I enjoying my life? And am I being kind and honest with the women that I meet in my life? A lot of women will take a kind-hearted man over a mean, wealthy man. If a woman was to be given a situation, this man does not have all that money, he's going to be patient with you, he's going to love you, he's going to honor you, but this one is going to scream and shout and probably hit you, but he has all the money. 100% women will choose the other man without a lot of resources and money, but she is going to feel comfortable and peace and nice, right? So if you're thinking hey, I don't have all this money to provide for a woman, Work on your sense of humor. Can a woman laugh in your presence? If you can make a woman laugh 10 out of 10, that woman will want to be with you. It doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter how you are. If you can make a woman laugh, okay? Because laughter is the best medicine, okay? Laughter is the best medicine. If you can make a woman laugh, you score. If a woman can feel safe with you, you know, like if you go on a first date or whatever, and you're not out there trying to touch a woman, trying to make her feel uncomfortable, you might get a second date, okay? If you're nice with her on the second date, you're not trying to kiss her, touch her, you might get a third date, right? She might feel comfortable with you on the 10th date, and she might kiss you on that 10th date, right? But you're patient, you've made her comfortable, you made her laugh. You know, she's getting to know you, right? She's trusting you, right? You know, if she can come with a problem and you can listen to her, give her a hug, understand, pray with her, tell her everything's going to be fine, try to brainstorm some solutions. If you can help her with something, help her with something. Because women are looking for a hero, right? There is that whole, women have been programmed by the fairy tales to look for the prince with the knight who's coming to save the day. Try to be that to one woman, okay? There are a billion women out there. Pick your target, okay? Pick your target. This is the one that I want. This is the one. You're a man. You have, inside of you, you're a hunter, right? Inside of you, God has given you an innate ability, okay, to conquer the heart of a woman. You can do that by being nice to her, listening to her, be kind to her. But the moment as a man, you start thinking about what am I going to get from that woman? The moment you start thinking, what am I going to get from that woman? I need a woman so she can come clean for me, cook for me, so that she can come and, you know, make my life comfortable. The moment you start thinking about what you're going to get, me, you will misalign yourself with your provider masculinity and your ability to attract that woman. It's going to be mismatch, right? Because she is looking for a hero and you're looking for a maid and somebody to come and do the cleaning, the whatever, the everything, right? A beautiful woman like me will run, will see you and she will run. Okay, Procod by Dank. Rachel is telling you, sounds like you're making effort, which is great. Get your strength from Jesus. Pray and keep going. Train your mind to think right once you know what's right, right? And I don't know, when you're coming from trauma, it's kind of hard to know what's right. But the thing is, you have to know energy. I always teach people to know energy. Would you prefer somebody who is singing or somebody who is screaming and shouting at you, right? Nobody ever paid anybody for a screaming match. You're screaming somebody, right? We never. But when there is nice music and concert and there is the choir and the band, right? The orchestra, we all go and buy tickets and we give those people money just because we wanted to hear something nice, right? It is funny, but energy is everything, right? Pleasant energy wins the day, right? We pay to go to a concert where there is good music so that we can listen to good music. We like good energy, right? So you must check your energy. If you want to win a woman, you have to think about, what kind of energy am I bringing into this woman's life? When she's around me, does she feel like dancing? Does she feel like just jumping and hugging me because I am making her life, and the way I move my energy with her, I am making her feel wanted and needed. You know, you like you're doing that, right? There are women, there are men who are playful, right? With the woman that they love, they'll come, they'll hug you out of no reason. They'll play with you, your hair, your body, and they bring that playful energy around the house. They may not have that much money, especially you should learn from all these romantic people who trick women. They don't have money, but they bring in the charm, right? And they get all these women to give them their money, their body, everything, right? And I'm not saying that you go use a woman like that, but I'm saying, like, if you're out there thinking I don't have a woman, learn from these guys. These guys are just charming. They don't have money, they don't have the best looks, but they still get the woman. Okay? How is the is the energy they bring. Okay, they make a woman feel loved, they make a woman feel seen, they make a woman not feel like she's alone in life. They bring her money, they bring her flowers, they give her gifts. Is like that, and it happens everywhere in nature. In nature, you will see male birds. They will dance and dance and dance and sing and sing and sing until the woman is happy. And after that, they will go build her a nest if she says yes. And then she will stay in the nest. And then she is going to lay her eggs. And when she's laying on her eggs, the male bird will go out there and pick up little worms and bring the bird and bring the bird and bring it to the woman, to the female bird, and she's going to eat. When the eggs hatch, he's going to keep doing it until the birds are able to, until the birds are able to stay in the nest, and she can also help with the feeding of the birds, right? It's nature. It is nature. That you can see it with the birds, you can see it with humans. If you're not aligned with that energy, or if you're listening to other men that are telling you it is wrong to provide for a woman, you're misaligning yourself with the energy that is out there in nature. So can you be supportive? Can you bring that love, that support for a woman, that energy, without feeling it as a burden? Palais mutants, deja vu, Yeshua be praised. Yeah, only things I know, right? Yeah, I don't need a beautiful woman. I need an honest, good woman. It's not about the looks, right? It's not about the looks. I 100% agree with you. Beauty is always on the inside. It's the men that always look for the beauty outside, right? And then they realized that there was nothing, like no substance. This person had not grown, matured, everything, you live and learn. Some of these things you live and learn. Poco by Dang says, I do love myself. I recognize the immense will to live and the warrior within me, right? Right. And that, I'm glad that you recognize that your archetype there as a warrior, right? The person who fights and fights and fights. But I also want you to have this archetype, of the sorcerer, okay? The archetype of the sorcerer. The sorcerer understands how to manipulate energy and manipulate life, right? So you can have the archetype of, like, let me explain myself before I get lost in a tangent. When you're young, right? Let's say these archetypes, when you're young, let's say you live in a nice village with your parents, you're happy, everybody loves you, life is beautiful, right? And then the dragon comes, and the dragon kills everybody, your parents, your family, and they destroy the property and the businesses you had. Now you're left alone, right? Now you're the archetype of the orphan. But you decide, well, okay, now I will just stay here and be nice, and if the dragon comes, I'm going to give it whatever it wants so that I do not upset the dragon. I'm just going to give it whatever it needs, right? But the dragon comes next time, you try to appease the dragon, to give it and to tell her, to let the dragon know everything is nice, don't destroy my family, don't destroy what we have created. But the dragon doesn't care whether you're nice. The dragon doesn't care whether you're nice or not nice. The dragon destroys everything anyway, right? And that's when you decide, okay, you know what? If the dragon comes here, I'm going to run to the next city. And if the dragon comes here, I'm going to run to the next city. You decide you're not going to invest anything anywhere in whatever city because you fear the dragon is going to come and it's going to destroy everything, right? You're not going to invest in anything anywhere. But then, the dragon comes where you are, you run to this other city, it comes to that city, you run to the other city, it comes to this city, you also run to this other city, right? So you're running from city to city until you're fucking tired, okay? You're like, I'm not gonna move anywhere. If the dragon comes, I'm going to fight because I'm the warrior, right? I am going to fight this dragon. I am going to keep fighting this dragon, right? But you fight and you fight and you fight now because now you are the warrior, right? You're the warrior archetype. You keep fighting and fighting the dragon until you fucking realize, hey, I can't keep fighting the dragon. I'm fucking tired of fighting the dragon, right? Why do I have to fight this dragon all the time, right? Until now you decide, okay, it's good to be wise now, right? It's good to be wise and understand life, right? And become the sorcerer. Not waste time, not run away. I'm not going to sit here like a duck and do nothing. I'm not going to try to people please anybody. I am not going to, to keep fighting, right? And you decide, right? I am going to be the sorcerer, right? I am going to be the one who is manipulating energy, right? You sit at the helm now, you become the king, you become the energy master, right? You don't have to run away from people, you don't have to people please, you don't have to do anything, you become the master, right? So it's good, it's good, Poco, to be a warrior. You love yourself, you fight for yourself, right? But I also want you to understand there's another place that you could also go, okay? So you don't waste your energy fighting everything all the time. Okay. And then okay. So be careful you don't get that stolen. I straightened my lampshade. My lampshade is straight. It would not, it's okay. Maybe it's my camera that's not straight. Maybe it's my camera. The lampshade is straight. Do you have OCD, Pale? I think it's the camera. To be much love from Florida. Yeah, so when I'm saying when you become the sorcerer, you master energy, right? You start realizing, that your attitude matters, how you show up in life matters, right? If you want something in life, don't fight it, right? Align yourself with that thing that you want. I'm not saying you go people please, you do whatever stuff like that, but I'm saying you align yourself with the energy of whatever you want. You want a beautiful woman, you want to be with somebody that loves themselves, to take good care of themselves, you have to be appreciative of the small things that they do, right? Like you want a woman that's beautiful, right? And you do not, and it's good to understand, like, okay, she's beautiful. Beauty takes a lot of time. Beauty takes money. Beauty takes investments, just like anything else, right? Just like if I was to meet a man at the gym and he had all these like he was in good shape, and I was like, oh my god, I'd like to date somebody like that, right? I understand, like, he takes a lot of time to go and stay at the gym, right? Will I be okay when I'm at home and he's like, oh, I just want to go to the gym like 3 hours a day, and he's probably not spending 3 hours a day with me? Is that something that you want to be with? Because that is something that comes with that territory. You know, if you want to be with a woman that looks good, she goes shopping a lot. She does things like she goes to the sauna, she does her hair, she does her nails, she does all that stuff, right? Can you afford to be with a woman like that? You know, you kind of have to find out, like, gauge gauge these things, right? I'm learning more. Thank you. Yes, the sorcerer, the archetype, I'm familiar with. I meditate, but it's usually only because before a fight, or it's usually only before a fight or sparring season. Okay, this is why we maintain homeostasis, right? We maintain homeostasis, we maintain balance. We maintain homeostasis by, you know, whether, for me, I choose running, because when I run, I get all these stress chemicals out of my system, and then I have the feel good endorphins in my system. I do that every day. I don't want to stop, right? And then I do my weights. I don't want to stop because I want to maintain. You know, the same way, like, sometimes I vacuum my house even when it's not dirty. I will vacuum, I will whatever. Why? Because I just want to maintain it the way it is, right? I want to maintain it. It's important, like, you kind of figure out how you maintain your balance and you maintain it. Exercising is that, right? Meditating is probably that thing that's going to anchor you. Then do it a lot, right? You want to keep your energy stable as much as you can. You want to keep your energy elevated and stable, whether that means you're exercising, you're eating well, you have friends. Okay, be somebody who be choosy with friends, have good friends, because I don't want you to ever come to a point in your life where you're lonely. Loneliness has the worst impact on mental health. Being lonely, right, has the biggest impact on your mental health. And I'm saying that alcohol has bad impacts on your mental health. Being lonely has worse impacts on your mental health than alcohol. Right? There are levels to it. So number one, pick your tribe, so you're never ever lonely. You have somebody you can call, right? Like for me, I have a dear friend of mine. If something goes bad in her day, she's like, Monica, blah, 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 right? If I'm going through something strange in my day, I'll be like, oh my God, I forgot where my car is. You know, I had to call the police to come find it. You know, everything, right? You need those friends. Do not be lonely. And just because you're not in a romantic relationship, you don't have to be lonely. You still have to find your tribe. The guys you go to the gym with, you know, you kind of find your tribe, you know, find your tribe. Trust me, when you have your tribe, a lot of times you will not have heart problems, you will not have mental health problems, because your heart and your brain, they communicate a lot. Okay, there are all these neural connections and nerves that go from your heart to your brain and vice versa, and it's a lot. So we want your heart to be healthy, And a lot of the heart being healthy comes with you being joyful and being with around people that make you feel happy. They did a study of this one village in the US where they didn't have people having heart attacks. These people did not have heart attacks in the US. So they went there to find why this one village people are not having heart attacks. They went there, people were obese, people were not eating healthy, people were not doing all these like whatever, like they were not eating, they were not running, they were not particularly very healthy in any way, but they had a sense of community. They had a sense of community. They love each other. They share with each other. They care about each other, okay? And that alone made them not to have any heart attacks, right? Having a sense of community will impact your heart and the health of your heart and your mood and your happiness. You gotta have friends. I have friends, but I have no desire to mingle. I'm quite a loner. Are you lonely? You sound like you're lonely. I no longer go to the gym or train. Since women distract me, training raises, I'm already high testosterone, which increases my lust frustration. I'm not laughing at you, but but you're in this loophole, right? You're in this loophole that it's kind of like, what do they call it? The maze, where you get lost in a maze and you can't find yourself out of it, right? I, 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 I am a loner. I have friends, but I don't want to hang out. I can go to the gym, but I don't want to go to the gym because they're beautiful women and it increases my lust and frustration. Why don't you walk up to those women and tell them, damn, you're beautiful and hot. You've been working out. Can we work out together? Maybe you might get a girlfriend from that, or maybe you might get a friend from that. It's better to try. You have to keep trying. Life is like that. You gotta keep trying. A lot of women, okay, you might meet another lonely woman like you, and she doesn't wanna go home and stay alone, by herself, and she can invite you for coffee or tea, and you guys can talk, and maybe you develop a friendship, maybe you get married sometime. A lot of men don't understand the power they have in a relationship, right? But because you don't see yourself as valuable to a woman, you already don't see yourself as somebody who is valuable. Maybe you're like, I am sick, I have depression, nobody would want me, right? But that is what depression tells you, right? Depression tells you you're shit, nobody will ever like you, right? And you can believe those thoughts, right? You see, you say, I'm a mess, right? That's your depression talking. Nobody will ever want to talk to me. Depression will tell you all these things, and there is that negative talk that you have about yourself. That is what is putting a barrier to you. Remember, the Bible says, the tongue has the power of life and death. So when you say to yourself, I'm a mess, you're speaking to yourself. And you have to remember the tongue has the power of life and death. You can curse your life or you can bless your life. Because your mouth has the power of life and death, right? So you can decide, am I going to curse my life or am I going to bless my life? Because whatever you believe is what's going to happen. Because this is wisdom, this is spiritual knowledge that everybody knows, that you have the ability to change your life with your words alone, right? Before I became a coach, I told myself I am the best coach in the entire planet. And I believe so, right? But I had to tell myself something positive about my abilities to become a coach. If you want to win a woman, you can say, I am the best boyfriend and the best husband she will ever meet, okay? You say yourself you have high testosterone. I imagine if I'm looking for a man, I want a man with high testosterone. So already I see a reason why I could date you. You have high testosterone. What woman doesn't want a man who has some little game in the bedroom, right? But you're not seeing that high testosterone as something positive. Women like men with high testosterone. You should be thinking about bragging about that the next time you meet a woman. Like, I actually do have high testosterone, you know? Yeah. And you know, you never know. Maybe she wants to be a rag doll in the bedroom for you, and you're here not liking your testosterone. That's your problem. If you have ego and low self-esteem go together, okay? If you have a big ego, that's not confidence, that is self-doubt, okay? The ego is the enemy, right? Your ego is your enemy because it takes away your confidence. It takes away your genuine confidence. Real confident people, they understand they don't have to be perfect. They understand they are human and their nature is not perfect. And because they understand they're not perfect, they try to mitigate their weaknesses by working hard, by showing up, by being consistent, you know, because they understand, hey, I'm not that bright, but if I'm consistent, it might get me somewhere, right? I'm not the most great looking guy on the planet, but hey, if I go to the gym and work out, I might swing a few dates, you know. It comes from humility. They look at themselves, they're honest with themselves, and they make adjustments here and there, and then, you know, you move with that. I'm not going to come here and say like, hey, I'm the most beautiful woman on the planet because I have nieces. My nieces, wait, you see at my nieces, they are very beautiful women, right? But guess what? I can take care of my body. I can be nice to myself. And whether or not I get into a relationship with somebody or not, that does not affect the way I am to myself. I'm going to be kind to myself. I am going to love myself. I'm going to take care of myself. It really does not change the way I am with myself. Okay, sometimes I do have to tell myself, you gotta wake up, you gotta go for the run, even when you don't feel like it, right? Because you know these nice, good, feel good endorphins are going to come into your system, and you're going to be more sharp. You're going to focus on your work. You're going to feel more motivated. You know, I work hard to feel motivated by running, you know, by meditating. You know, you gotta do these things your mood. You don't wake up and fight depression by staying asleep. You gotta be on the game. Pale is saying, don't be delusional. At Proco, you can't even win a spar. Best man on the planet. How? Why? Why? Why are you telling him now to say that? We've already told him he has to affirm himself. Yeah? Pale. We are telling Procor to tell himself, right, that to affirm himself, okay? You have to affirm yourself. You know, I don't know if you have seen this movie called Cool Runnings. Let me play a snippet of that Cool Runnings. And this is what I want you in seeing. Okay. I want you to see this video. Cool Runnings. Mirror scene. This is how I want you to see yourself.
Now look in the mirror and tell me what you see. I see Junior. You see Junior. Well, you want to know what I see? I see pride. I see power. I see a badass mother who don't take no crap of nobody. You really see all that? Yeah, man. But it's not about what I see. It's about what you see. Now look in this mirror and tell me again what you see. Well, I see pride. Pride. Right. Power. And I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody. Again. I see pride. Can't hear you. I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody. Once again. I see pride. Junior. I see power. I see a badass mother who won't take no crap off of nobody. That's right. Right. Junior Bevel. Where do you go?
You see? This is what Palais, this is what I want Proco to see in himself, okay? If he wants to think like he's the best man on the planet, he is fucking the best, okay? We are not going to be the one to tell him anything else, okay? Let that delusion, it's better to have that delusion than to have the other delusion where you see that like you're nothing, right? To be successful in everything, you have to be a little bit delusional, but we want the delusion to be on the positive end of the spectrum. We don't want it to be down here like I'm a mess, right? We want it to be here. I'm a badass mother, right? Who will take no crap off of nobody, okay? This is what... This is where we want you, Proco, to go, right? Okay? You're the ladies' man from today on. Proco is the ladies' man. Okay? Ladies want you. You know, now you're giving out those vibes. They want me, okay? They want me because you're a kind man. You're going to open the door for them, right? You know, you're going to open the door for a woman. You're going to, if she's going somewhere, you're going to give her your jacket. You're going to be that charming, chivalristic man because you're that badass. Yeah, all right? You're badass. You're a badass Mara who will take no crap off of nobody, right? Turn it on. Turn it on. It's somewhere inside of you. Yeah. It's somewhere inside of you, that indomitable spirit, right? You got it. It is there. It is there. It is there. The Bible says, and let me tell you, if it comes from the word of God, it's law, right? The Bible says, if you proclaim it, right, out of the heart, the mouth speaketh. But it also says, the tongue has the power of life and death. Just because it's in your heart, don't say it in your tongue. The tongue is the tongue that finally has the power of life and death. Even if you're feeling like you're a mess today, okay? Say, I'm a badass mother, right? Okay? Yeah, the spirit of within you is strong. You want a war to express the warrior within you, then create the game. Create the game and win the game. You know, win the game. You're a man. If you're a man, if I was a man and I had to date women, I don't understand why men have a hard time dating women. First of all, I would make sure I shower every day because women like clean men. And once you're clean, 50% of men are not hygienic. So once like you're clean, you're now like above 50% chance. Just being hygienic, okay? Just being hygienic, okay? Be a man that likes to treat women nicely, like you would treat a delicate flower. Open doors, give her your coat. You know, you're going out in a, if you know you're going out at night with a woman, wear a big nice sweater and then wear a big jacket because you know she'll be coming with her tank top like that, and you're going to give her your jacket and you're going to be with your sweater and everybody's going to be happy and she will feel special and stuff like that, right? Be the kind of person who opens the door for a woman. If she has some problem like opening the bottles, like for me, I have a problem opening bottles. Open the fucking bottle for her and be the hero. Small things like that, okay? If you're the kind of man who gives women money with all these financial crises that everybody probably is going through, and you're the kind of woman who's like, oh, have you had lunch? Can I treat you out? Can I go treat you? Do you want to buy a cute dress to go out and feel beautiful? You already got more women than a lot of dudes out there. Like that, those things that are just given you already, they put you like 80%. Okay. You can take a shower, you have a good attitude, you treat women nicely, you can buy them things, you can even give them money, and you're nice. You bring that happy, great energy. You will get any woman you can that's around you, okay? I'm not going to say you'll get probably 80% of the women around you because you're just not an asshole. A lot of men, they think they can get women by being an asshole. You haven't been lonely yet. It's the nice ones that get married and stay married and have children and families, and they get to see their great grandchildren. The world is very fair, right? But if you've been taught the wrong way, it's very, 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 very difficult. Palais is telling, go Proco, you're on the right path here, right? I'm telling you 100%. There's a lot of red pill content out there that tells men the wrong things. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. You want to break the devil's system. The system of this planet is evil. The Bible tells you the prince of this world is evil. Okay? The Bible doesn't lie to you. It tells you the systems of this world are evil. It tells you that you're not wrestling with flesh and blood. It tells you you're wrestling with powers and principalities and spiritual wickedness in very, very high places. I am not surprised when I see all these rich, old, white dudes have been molesting young girls and boys, because the Bible tells you the prince of this world is evil, and you do not wrestle with flesh and blood. You're wrestling with spiritual wickedness in very, very high places. It's spiritual wickedness, okay? Don't wake up one day and think that this planet, the prince of this world, is evil. We are ruled by evil people. The Bible tells you that. So you go figure. You want to fight the system? You want to keep fighting the system? Or do you want to be happy and create a beautiful life for yourself with your wife, with your children, you know, a quiet, nice life? Go if you want to fight the system, okay? Go buy yourself a land somewhere out there away from the cities. Have a garden, have some little animals, have a small little farm, enjoy the peace and quiet away from all this drama, okay? That is how to beat the system. You make it disappear by disappearing out of the system. You want to get off the matrix? That is how you you want to get out of the fucking matrix? That is how you do it. You go out there and enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the fresh air, okay? Everybody is deserving of love and happiness. On this channel, I tell you to go for love. You know, the self-love, the love that's most important to you is the love that comes from God and the love that you have for yourself. You know, the love you have for yourself to encourage yourself, to motivate yourself, to tell you you're good enough, everything's going to be okay, to have faith. You must have faith, okay? You must have faith. Like, hey, if you want to be in a relationship, you must have faith that God has somebody for you. You cannot just give up, right? And especially if you're a man, men are actually less likely to be lonely than women because men propose to women. You're the ones who decide, okay, I'm going to pursue this woman. I'm going to give her my promises. I'm going to tell her this is my deal. If she's okay with it, I am going to propose and we will start a family together, right? But when you come to a woman, you gotta be able to lay down your case. Like, this is my situation. This is what I want in a relationship. This is what I'm willing to do. This is where I'm at. This is where I hope to get you and the kids and the whatever. This is our goal. You gotta have a plan. If you come to a woman and you don't have a plan, she is running. You will never find that woman. She doesn't want somebody to come and ruin her life. A woman can accept disability. Let me show you women who have been married to people with disability, right? Let me show you. Women marry people who have gone to prison. You're talking about having a disability. This woman is married to this man. Okay? That woman is married to that man. This beautiful woman, okay? That one of the men who there's so many women married to men with disabilities, okay? So many, and these are just a few, right? This man is married to this woman, right? She has a disability. Most people would think that, hey, if I had a disability, nobody would love me. You think nobody would love you, okay? This man is married to this woman. She has a disability. That man is married to that. She has a disability. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Dear Lord,
This
thank
woman,
you for my husband.
married,
He's an amazing partner and blessing in my life.
right?
He's more than I could ever ask for. And
Right? You realize when we are older, we all want company. We would rather be with somebody than not just be with anybody, right? Uh, so you are the one who has that self-pity. You are the one who has that self-pity mentality. Like you have this I am a burden mentality, right? Uh, unless you overcome that's something you have to overcome. You're not a burden, okay? You're not a burden. God does not think you as a burden. You're not a burden, but you're the one who has got to believe that. Like, I grew up thinking I was the ugliest person, right? It was a mentality, it was a mindset. And the more I started saying in the mirror, I love myself, I am so beautiful, I started seeing that, right? I started seeing that. I started actually even doing habits of beautiful women. You know, I started, like I 100% have the softest skin I've ever, like, people around me, I know they don't have softer skin than I have, because I do beautiful things. I do beautiful things that beautiful women do. I moisturize my body every day, right? I remove makeup before I go to bed. I started saying these things, and I started behaving these things, and eventually people tell me I am beautiful because I have affirmed those things. But it didn't start off like that. It did not start off like that. I'm telling you, you're the one creating your life with the beliefs that you have and the things that you tell yourself. And the more you just train your mind, it's not gonna happen overnight, okay? It's not gonna happen overnight that you wake up tomorrow and you're like saying all these beautiful things about yourself. But keep doing it. Even when the mind comes, right? Even when the mind comes and wants to give you the old program that you're a burden, you're a mess, you nobody will want you. All these people who have disabilities and people love them, the people who love them don't see them as a burden. The people who love them, they want to love them. Okay? They feel honored to love them. They feel like, I am happy that this person is on the planet, that they're here, that I get to love them. They feel honored. It's their pleasure to love that person. It's their honor to love that person. So you gotta know that if you're a good person, if you're a good, kind-hearted person, and you're somebody who will lift somebody up. A lot of people with disabilities, they are very easy to love, because they're very positive. They're very, very positive. They bring in a lot of joy to other people. So a lot of people, they even love to take care of them. Like, they want to be around them. They want to take care of them. Like, their disability is never a burden. Like, if you think about, like, our pets or our dogs, right? And I'm not comparing people with disability like dogs or pets. I'm just saying, right? Dogs and pets, they'll never do anything for you in your life. Like, whatever, your cats, your dogs, they'll never help you with anything. They cannot carry food for you. They cannot do anything, right? But why do people keep them? Why do people go like, I'm going to take a pet and I'm going to feed it for the rest of its life. I'm going to give a place to stay. They're not going to chip in for your bills. They'll probably even have other pets and other puppies that you have to take care of. Why do people do that? Why does the heart of a human being behave like that? Why does it behave like that? Because once you love somebody, once you love something as a human person, you break down all the walls. You just see that person for who they are and nothing else. You don't see. Yes, you understand, like, oh, this person may be quirky sometimes. They have their flaws like this. They have their flaws and whatever, because we all have our own flaws. Nobody is perfect, right? But when you love somebody, you love them for who you are, for who they are. Sometimes you fall in love with somebody and you're very blind to the things that they are, right? Because you're in love. And then one of us suddenly you start falling out of love. That's when you start noticing this person smokes a lot, this person drinks a lot, this person shouts, this person, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't like this person. Like, I don't like this person, right? Before, you could not see those things. Greetings, Richard is here. Greetings from Northeast Ohio. Pretty nails, soothing, therapeutic voice. See, somebody likes me here. You are so radiant, so vibrant. Thank you, Richard. See, great energy. So this is the kind of energy, Proco, that you need to bring around women, okay? Not once have you complimented my nails. Richard comes here, talks about my soothing voice, my pretty nails, gives me some flowers. Now you can start understanding the kind of energy that women need. Okay. People like to fall. People say men fall in love because of how they feel when they are with you. But women fall in love because of how you make them feel, right? You have to understand a woman's love language. If you're looking for love, you have to understand that it's good that you read the book, The 5 Love Languages from Gary Chapman, so that you know how to give love into somebody's life. Love is not about the other person loving you. Love is about you loving somebody else, right? That is love. It's not about you and what you can get. It's about you loving the other person. Are you able to love them through their imperfections, right? Because that's what matters, right? Is you deciding to love. Is you deciding you're going to speak the language of love that they understand most. For example, for me, I like small gifts. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like small gifts, like if you buy me some flowers, if you leave me a beautiful note, or you leave me a beautiful text message, but it's more nice if you put in the note yourself, whether it's on a piece of paper or or on a card. I like those small things that make me feel special, right? Most people I've dated, they never did that. So I never really connected with them emotionally. Why? Because one guy I dated told me one time, I feel like I have to buy you something. Like, I feel like I have to buy you something. Now, for somebody like me whose love language is, small acts of kindness, like, make me feel special, make me think that you thought about me when I was not around, that you saw something that reminded you of me, right? Something like, just be romantic, whatever. You choose to say that you're the person who wants to come into my life to love me, and I should forsake all others and love you. Then try to speak my love language so that I can feel loved when I'm with you. But for him, it was problemsome to do that. It was a burden for him if he had to buy me something. And so I was like, I don't want to be with somebody who I'm a burden to love, right? Like, if it's a burden for you to do something to make me feel loved, then I don't understand how we can be together, right? There are people whose love language is spending time together. If your love language is spending time with somebody, but you meet somebody who doesn't like to spend time with you, they like to be on the couch and watch TV and then go for a walk by themselves, you're not going to feel like they love you. You're going to feel like they're avoiding you and they don't want to love you, because your love language is spending time together, right? If you're the kind of person who likes acts of service, maybe you like somebody to cook for you or somebody to do small things for you, like cooking is one of those things, like, you know, small acts of service, or helping with the kids, helping with like the dishes, helping keep the house clean, right? And then they never do that. They never fix you a cup of coffee. They never fix you anything, right? And this is the person you have chosen in your life to come and be with you and explore the world of love with you, but they never do these small things. You will not feel loved. Small details equal huge results, right? Right? If you could talk, you could sing. If you can walk, you can dance. That specific room looks cozy and comfortable. Cool little statues like elephant, right? Thank you. I mean, so when Poco say you're not able to find love, are you willing to meet somebody? Are you willing to understand their love language? And are you ready to use that love language so that when they are with you, they can feel love? If you're able to do those things, you will find love. You will find love. If you're able to think about, like, what makes this person feel happy? What makes this person feel loved? Because you're exploring life to love them, not to go and take from them, not to go and use them, not to go to use somebody as an ATM, or to use somebody for their body, or to exploit somebody, right? You want love because you want to love somebody so that you can feel good loving them, because loving them for you gives you joy. That is what love is about, right? It is us loving somebody, right? Like when you love your children, are you expecting anything from them? You know, they love you for who you are. You love them for who they are. That's the end of the story. Most other people may think your kids even suck. So are you saying you're a good lover, or you're good at loving people, you're good at making people feel special, or you're good in bed? What are you? Because those are two different things, okay? Women leave men all the time who are good in bed, but they don't make them feel special. Yes and yes. Yes and yes. Do you use the same formula for all women? Be honest. You use the same formula for all women, because women are different, okay? Women are different. One woman's love language is very different from the other. If you think all women love presents and gifts, not everybody loves that. Some women, they just love to sit there and have somebody to talk to. And if you're not good at conversating and connecting with them, they'll think you're boring and they will go, right? Every woman wants to feel loved, wanted, and chosen. Okay? Every woman wants to feel wanted, chosen, and wanted and chosen, and wanted and chosen, and wanted and chosen, right? And if you're not able to give that feeling to a woman, she goes. I can tell you 100%. If you're not able to feel, to give that feeling to a woman, she walks. She goes. She disappears. If she doesn't feel like she is wanted here and she belongs here, she will go. And Procol, I can tell you 100%, you're the one chasing these women away because you believe that you're a burden to these women, and because you're believing that you're a burden to these women, you're making your disability to be the center of everything. You're making them feel like if she's there, like you're a burden, you know, like you're a burden to her. You're making her feel that if she loves you, there's something wrong with her because you're a burden, because that's, you believe you're a burden. So if she comes and she genuinely wants to spend time with you or be with you, and you're thinking like there's something wrong with this woman, that she loves me, I'm a burden, right? That alone is out of alignment. There are going to be other things that you will do subconsciously to sabotage that relationship because you already believe that you're not worthy of that relationship. So unconsciously, you're going to do things that are going to make that relationship end instead of doing things that are going to make that relationship grow. You're going to sabotage you. You have to be very, very careful about the survival mind, the subconscious survival mind. It can sabotage you. It can sabotage you and sabotage you and sabotage you, because there is that unconscious behavior that happens when you believe something. You know, I tell you guys, like when you're driving a car, right? You become so good at driving a car. You don't know sometimes when you get home, because you are driving and you got home, you're like, I don't know how I got here, right? If you believe you are unworthy of something, it's like driving a car. You're going to drive that relationship out of your life so quickly, so unconsciously, and you will think these other people are the problem. But because it's in your subconscious and you're so good at thinking like you're a burden, they will not love me, I have this condition, blah, blah, blah. When they come into your life, unconsciously, you're going to drive them away. You're going to do things eventually that make them feel like they're not wanted in this relationship. It may be subconsciously, yeah, but although I'm quite disappointed in women and their capacity to stay together through the struggles. Hey, you're not alone with that one, okay? You are not alone with that. A lot of men, right? They lose their women when they lose that big job. They lose their women when they are, you know, when things start going south, they lose their women, okay? It is the way it is. But you have to know the quality of the woman you picked in the first place. When it comes to love, the decision that you make, the person that you choose, okay, is the most important decision. Like the person, their personality, their personality, the person you choose is the most important part, is the most important part of the game, right? If you chose a woman and she's not able to go through the struggles with you, you chose wrong. Okay, become better at picking the right woman, right? Become better. Stop going and getting lost because of their looks, right? Stop going and thinking she has light skinned and I like light skinned women. Maybe I can turn this hoe into a nice girl, okay? The person you pick is the person you pick, okay? You go to the club, you find a girl, and you think that girl is good for you. You know, you picked her there. That's expect surprises, okay? Go to the church and trust God sometimes. Maybe God will do a better job at finding you a person, right? Don't pick somebody who is shallow. Don't pick somebody who is shallow, right? It's the quality of your character. You're not a beggar, you know. You see, you have used this survival. Maybe you've been neglected before, and this is why PTSD is important to understand. When you're neglected, you don't feel like a king because you've been neglected and you are not shown love. And this is why, like for me, I'm not married, I'm not in love with anybody, I'm not dating anybody, right? But I would never say that I will not be picky, okay? The reason I would not say that is because I'm usually picky. Like, there are people who want to date me, but I know we will not go the distance, right? We will not go the distance. And it's not because they are old or too young or they have a disability or they don't. It's because their mindset and my mindset, they're not in alignment. Okay? A lot of people who want a serious relationship that will last a lifetime, what they're looking for is alignment. Like maybe you say you have a disability, right? Like, have you thought about, do you want to have children? Or do you want to not have children, right? And maybe you can pick somebody who doesn't want to have children if you think like, hey, I don't know if I'll live long enough to have children, so I don't want to have children. Maybe we can adopt. Maybe we can do this. But what a woman wants to know is that, hey, you are not going to do this. This is not what you're gonna do. Like I dated this guy, and before even the relationship went any further, I noticed that he had a drinking problem. And once he starts drinking, he would not stop. He would go on drinking, drinking, drinking. It would not stop. He would lay on the couch. You cannot have a conversation with him. It's like you're dealing with somebody who is actually like dead because they're just drinking, right? And now you have to take care of everything because they're just there, they're not doing anything, right? So you feel isolated. You wanted to have a relationship with this person, but now you feel isolated because now their drinking issue has taken over the whole relationship, okay? I think when you have a chronic illness and you're living with somebody, it's good to make sure that they are not feeling alone because you don't want to include them in what is happening in your life, or they are not able to contribute in whatever is happening in your life or help you when they want to help you. You know, if you're like dismissing them when they want to help, or you know, like things like that. You don't want to dismiss somebody who wants to be there to love you, and they're there to love you. Like, you gotta be very careful about these subtle things that you can do for somebody to be like, you know what, this is difficult for me. I want to be there. I want to have a relationship, but you keep pushing me away and there is no room for me. You know, you gotta be very, very open, like very, very clear, like have this mature conversation with somebody, you know, like right from the start, right? You're having these mature conversations with women. Women can love you through your pain, but are you being honest? You know, are you loving them back? You know, yeah. Actually, the guy who I did not go, the guy who was like, I think you think I have to buy you, he told me that I feel like I have to buy you something, right? He did not want to speak my love language, right? But he had a disability. He had a disability. Something was wrong with his hips, you know, so he could not balance. He had to go through surgery. I was there through the surgery. I was there, like I helped him throughout the whole time, right? And I was happy to do that because when you love somebody really, you don't really care whether they are limping, whether they'll limp for the rest of their life. For me, I did not care about that, you know, and I know they were in pain, but, you know, to be honest, he was very brave. Like, even with all the pain, he was still there, like most of the time in the relationship. He he there are things he could not do, like, you know, but there are things that I could help with, you know, I could help with. There are things he could do, but he tried him, like, if you've lived with somebody with a disability, they really try to do things normally, like normal things, everyday routines. They move with the flow, you know, and he was trying. So for me, it wasn't a big deal. The big deal was that emotional lack of connection, where he's like, if he has to buy me something or he has to get me something, for him it was like, I feel like I have to do it. And I don't want to be with a man who feels like he must do it. I want a man who wants to do something, you know. And if he cannot do it, that's fine. But I want somebody who wants to give me the world. Maybe they can afford to give me the world, but at least I want them to want to, right? Not to feel like they have to. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. I believe it's unethical to bring children to this evil system, especially a son. Ah, and Habisho 3 is saying, nice one, nice one. You know, I don't know what, I feel I'm mixed about having kids. I am open to having kids, but I'm probably not able to have kids at this time because I'm almost 40. I may not have kids. I'm too old to have kids. My feelings, okay, my feelings are the most important thing to me, okay? Because my feelings are how I understand the world, right? My feelings and my heart is the most important thing to me. And a lot of people, they will not admit it, but their feelings and their heart is the most important thing to you. We feel and then we think. Human beings, we are not rational creatures. We are feeling creatures. And if you can understand that we are all about our feelings, we are all about our feelings, then you can understand how to make other people feel good, and you can make other people learn to come into your spell and love you. Because if you talk nice, like, I'm not saying like be a people pleaser, because people don't like people pleasers. People disrespect people pleasers because people pleasers don't respect themselves in the first place, so they get disrespected. So you gotta love and honor yourself. And when you treat yourself with love and honor like you matter, people wanna love something that's already loved, right? People already wanna love something that's already loved. That is why if you've gone through childhood trauma like I did, and you came from a place where you felt neglected, you still gotta do things for yourself. Like I wake up, I I shower, I go for a run, I do my weights, I shower, I put on nice clothes, I go to work, I put on makeup. Like I'm doing these small things that tell me and remind me that I love myself, because our brain understands through repetition, right? The more you repeat something, the more you grow the neural networks, the neural wiring, and the more your brain believes it. So if I wake up and I tell myself, damn, I'm hot, damn, I'm beautiful, look at me, oh my God, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. If I do that repeatedly, I am going to program myself to love myself. And then it's going to be automatic and then go into subconscious mind. So whenever I wake up, whenever I start doing things, it's automatic self-love, manifesting. That is how people manifest. You tell yourself, I love you, you're beautiful. Men love you, women want to be around you, you're magnetic. You become magnetic because your brain starts believing that. And when your brain starts believing something and it sees like your behavior and what you believe is different, it has to change the behavior. Okay? If I believe that I am a beautiful woman and my behavior doesn't reflect that, my brain will eventually change my behavior. It will choose beautiful clothes for me. It will choose wonderful hairstyles for me. And I'm going to change it. And then I'll look in the mirror and I'll be like, oh, wow, I got beautiful makeup. I got beautiful hair. Like, it'll make me believe those things, behave like those things that I believe. That is how people manifest, by believing first, because once you put in that program in your mind, it starts working for you. Yeah, I felt that too with my ex, but I was jobless and she was paid. I was jobless and she was paid for our dates. I disliked how much money she spent on us. Wait, okay, so you did have a job, she had a job, and she paid for your dates and you did not like it. And so you sabotaged that relationship. A woman paid for her dates with you. That's a woman who likes you. I don't pay shit when I'm going on a date with a guy. Like, if you cannot pay, if you don't want to pay, you cannot afford it, I want to stay home. Okay? Let's do FaceTime and talk on the phone, things that you can afford, but we don't have to see each other if you're not able to afford, because this is what I don't like, that if I go and I pay, you're still going to dislike me because I spent money on your date, right? This is why I tell women, don't go out and don't pay your dates. Men will dislike you for paying on the dates. Okay? Men will dislike you if they think that if you're outshining them, they'll get jealous. Croco, you got jealous of her. I used to go into debt to go to see her and did everything fueled by my love for her. But alas, it was not enough. You were jobless and she was paying for you. I told you, you got to live in the reality. This is the reality, not just you. This is the reality all men live in, okay? When a woman realizes like, hey, this guy, I'll have to take care of him for the rest of my life. And she realizes, hey, I'm not your mama. I ain't your mama. No, she'll be out of there. She'll be out of there. She's gonna be out of there. She's not your mama. Uh, if I've invited you for dinner, I'm gonna pay. As you should, Alex, right? Of a man to invite you for dinner 90% of the time, he's gonna pay, right? Most men pay. Like most, to be honest, I've never been on a dinner where a man told me to pay, right? Most men pay, and that is kind of like, if he's not gonna pay, I'm out of there, okay? I'll pay for my own food, but after that, like let's not ever talk, let's not ever go out on another date ever again, okay? I'll go home to sleep. Tristan, yeah, I'm having a good day. Oh, Proko by Dunk, you're very funny. You know, you're very funny, and I like that you're very honest. So I see that you have very wonderful qualities that women like about you. Like you're very funny, Proko. You're very honest. Like those are the qualities that women are looking for. Yeah, I did get a job and supported her for 3 months. Then got sacked because I punched a racist asshole. LOL. Then later I tried to do welding again, but I couldn't get through the medical test when I told her, yeah, welding. I wouldn't do. I think with your hearing, welding can be very, very, like, very disturbing to do welding. Why don't you do something like plumbing? Plumbers make a lot of money. People who work with HVAC, like air conditioning, they make a lot of money. Yeah, she broke up with you. Let me tell you, people will dump you. People will break up with you. You know, I've broken up with people. I've been dumped by people. So I guess with love, you just kind of have to, if you're in the game of dating and whatever, like, most of us don't know what's in store for us until it's in store for us. Then you're heartbroken, or you're dumped, or the relationship ends abruptly, or you find out somebody was lying to you all the time, so you gotta dump them, or you just fall out of love. You know, you never know about love. Somebody told me one day that you never know about love. You never know when love comes, and you never know when love goes away. Okay? Love is a mystery. You never know about it when it comes, and you never know when it goes, okay? It's here and then it's gone. so, so, so you never know, right? Uh, so it is the name of the game, you know. When you start walking into the name of, when you start going into the dating world, you really must know like what you're in for. Like, I think it's important to go into the dating with being like, you have values, and you have standards, and you have expectations, and you have boundaries, right? So even if you understand, like, hey, I'm a guy, if I go out on a date, I have to pay, you still understand, like, I'm not just going to take all the gold diggers out for dinner. You know, you're not looking for a gold digger to spend all this money on, so that you're hoping that they love you. You know, because a gold digger is never gonna love you. A person who doesn't love you is never gonna love you. Even if you give them money, they're still not gonna love you, right? But I'm very sure that there's somebody in your life that you're ignoring, that loves you, that wants to be with you, but you're like, they're not my type either. That's love, right? You want someone that don't love you, and then the one that loves you, you don't want them. So I don't know, Proco, if I've helped you today. I'm kind of like, it's getting late. I gotta go to sleep because tomorrow I have a long day. But if I was to give you good advice about love, is number one, the choice you make, the person you choose is make or break, right? There is a girl that likes me, but she's recently broke up with her boyfriend and she has to move. Hey, does she really like you, or is she looking for a place to stay? Like, see you. Does she really like you, or is she looking for a place to stay? And do you like her? Is she a good woman? Would you consider her to be a loyal, respectful woman? Right? Like, what is her character? Like, even judging from that relationship she's coming from, right? What is her character? Maybe, sometimes it's good to be with somebody who has been heartbroken in the past, right? Don't look for those like somebody who is like an A, right? They are sexy, they have this job, the other ones with all these people around them. No, for me, I'm looking for a C. Okay, somebody who's gone through love and has been heartbroken, and then now they are humble. Okay, now they are humble. They are humble enough to start looking for what's on the inside instead of what's on the outside. Okay, somebody who has grown up here. Right, those people, those are the people that you want to be around with. Somebody who has learned lessons of love, somebody who wants to be generous, somebody who wants to be kind, somebody who wants real companionship, with somebody that makes them smile, with somebody that makes them happy. Once people have reached that point in life, they can have a relationship with pretty much anybody, because they understand life is about, chilling, having companionship, cooking together, having something to do on the weekends together, like all that nice stuff, right? And even if they fight, it's little fights here and there. You're not fighting about big things anymore, like, oh, you cheated on me, oh, you spent all our money for rent on booze. Like, it's not gonna be something stupid like that. Yeah, so the number one thing, like, the choice that you make, the person you choose, is very important, because if they're immature, too bad for you. If they're just like lost in life, they're gold diggers and stuff like that, well, too bad for you. But you're the one who's picking, right? A lot of men, they don't like the good wife, like they like the body. They find a good person who could be a perfect good wife, they don't like her because she's just so nice, like, you know that's why it's very important, if you are the kind of nice person, to stay away from all these people who think that they are all that in a bag of chips. Let them have a few heartbreaks so they can appreciate nice people in a nice relationship. You know, the other thing is, are you a loving person? You know, are you a taker or somebody who is loving? Are you willing to go buy Gary Chapman's 5 Love Languages, read that book, understand how it is to be a loving person, how to use love language to connect with somebody, and use that to understand, to attract and keep love? Or do you wanna just be selfish in a relationship with somebody? I want you to do this for me, I want you to do this for me because I'm the best thing since sliced bread, and I am demanding that you be perfect, while I am like going to be the boy boss in this relationship and not take no zero accountability, no responsibility of how I make you feel. I'm not going to try to make you laugh. I'm not going to try to get you to go to nice places, visit places that we can enjoy together. You know, all these things. Like, you want to be with somebody and you want to have a loving relationship, be the person that you're so good to them that they don't want to be out there in the cold taking chances with other people who don't really show up for them 100%, right? You be the one who shows up for them. Like, hey, oh, you need a ride? Is your car broken? Let me come figure it out, baby. Let me do this for you. You know, oh, it's your birthday. Let's go have, let's go shopping. Let me do something that you like. Do you want to love somebody, or do you want to just have somebody out there so that they can suffer with you? Because people don't want to suffer with people. People want to be in loving relationships. And when tough times comes, then they can at least go the mile with you. You know, but for the most part, nobody wants to be in a tumultuous relationship where there's no affection. So love is a choice. Hello, ghosts. Yeah, I have some rest. We've talked so much. Proco, good luck with your love life. We've tried to dissect it, go into therapy. You're already in therapy, so yeah. For me, NLP helped me with trauma. Psychedelics helped me with trauma therapy. I'm always doing therapy, self-love, self-care, all those things. I got to a point where I felt like even if I'm not in a relationship, at least I love myself. Good. Go there and unload your trauma. I tried to do, for me, I did psychedelics are the ones that really helped me. The magic mushrooms, they really helped me with processing like emotional trauma. And NLP also helped me. And I still go to therapy here and there once in a while, and I like it. Yeah, I have found peace and self-love, and I am here helping other people find the same. And thank you so much, Proco, for coming into this channel, for sharing, for being vulnerable. You know, I really like you. You're not very defensive. You listen. Hey, people, the whole of this was people reacting to you and your comments and everything that you shared to us about your life, you know. And you can see there's a lot of people here who actually just love you because you came here. So I can imagine that in real life you're a very adorable person, you know. Like, it is easy. A lot of people do not have level of opening up and they're not able to form emotional intimacy with somebody because they're not able to open up. But you can go to lengths with people so you can overcome whatever is there that is a barrier between you and connecting with somebody in a much more intimate way, you know, because true love is not about sex, you know. True love is, can we sit down, can we watch the movie together, can we laugh about something, and then think about what we are gonna eat on Monday. Right? Like, it's just sharing your life with somebody, and most people want to get there with somebody. um, Life is better shared with somebody. So thanks for sharing this evening with me. I love you. God loves you. Well, let's say the blessing. May you be happy and live with a joyful heart. May you be strong and healthy and live with a body that gives you energy. And may you be safe and protected from all sorts of inner and outer harm. And may you live with the ease that comes with well-being. I love you. God loves you. It's the end, Fabio. Thanks for showing up anyway. Take care. Until next time, God bless you.